Hey everybody, welcome back to Jessica's Reading Room. My name is Kim and we are here for the first monthly wrap-up video for the year of 2020. But see, we're not going to talk too much about that because I don't know about you guys, I'm a little freaked out by the fact that it is the year 2020 because I'm feeling really old. I graduated from college 10 years ago. And see, that's the kind of thing that freaks me out. And so we're just not going to talk about it, okay? All right, so we're just going to say, oh my gosh, it's January's monthly wrap-up video. Yay! And that's all we're going to say. Sound good? Awesome. Okay, so before we get into what I read for the month of January, I am going to say that I do have a New Year's resolution this year, and that is that the videos here at Jessica's Reading Room are going to be more concise because Ivan says that I make them too long. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but unfortunately I'm kind of inclined to agree, especially with the videos where I yell and have very loud and passionate opinions, which we did have some of those last year, and they were very long. My hair is doing weird things, so I'd like to apologize for that already. See, we just need to get rid of this piece right here. Okay, see, this is the kind of thing that probably ends up making the video so long. Okay, so New Year's resolution is that we are going to be more concise with the videos and they're going to be shorter. Okay, good, awesome. So let's just get straight into it, shall we? Great idea. Now, I will admit I do have a rather respectable pile for January. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm not going to include the kids' books that I read because I did read another series of American Girl books because I was just feeling nostalgic. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just how I am. But I'm not going to include them because it's just ridiculous and what's the point? So I read a couple of American Girl books. Yay. All right, that's it. Okay, so what Kim read in the month of January 2020. But we're not going to talk about that. Whew, all right. So, first of all, I read Alone by Sin Balog. At least I think it's Sin Balog. She's never corrected me, and she even wrote me once. So I was like, okay, all right, that's fine. This is not my first time reading this book. It's actually the second time. I really loved it the first time, and I said, you know what? I haven't read it in a while. Why don't I go back and reread it? It's one of those psychological thriller ones. And I will admit that since I knew how it was going to end this time, at least the gist of how it was going to end, it wasn't quite as good. This is definitely one to read where you go into it not really knowing what's going on, and that's the better way to do it. When you know what's going to happen at the end, it kind of ruins it just a little bit, but I still really liked it. I still really enjoyed it. The overall premise is sound. It's pretty frightening, and I have to say it's pretty good. So if you want a good psychological thriller / horror-ish book, Alone by Sin Balog is a good one to read. All right. Okay, we're going to save those till the end. All right, then we have Within These Walls by Anya Alborn. This cover, that cover is magnificent, right? It's really good and it sounds so interesting. Basically what she did was she took the Manson murders and kind of, twisted them into her own thing. The only problem was that it just didn't live up to this cool idea of a killer cult with some paranormal thrown into it. And it was super soap opera-y. It was super dramatic. A lot of the characters just sat around and whined the whole time. And unfortunately, she kind of killed it all by herself because I was starting to read it and I was like, oh, well, maybe this might work itself out until she got in there and actually said, she was making a reference and she was like, yeah, it's like Michael Myers searching for Camp Crystal Lake. Which, if you're a horror fan, which I don't even like cheesy slasher genre, but even I know that Michael Myers was not at Camp Crystal Lake. Completely separate movies, hun. Sorry, but you need to turn in your horror membership card at the front desk on your way out. Thank you. All right, so unfortunately, I was not thrilled with this book. It didn't live up to its fabulous description or its lovely cover. So Yeah, not too thrilled with that one. Okay, so then we have, the first graphic novel of the year. It is Son of Hitler by, oh my gosh, and there are like a bunch of different authors and illustrators. So Anthony Del Cole and Jeff Moore, Jeff McComsey, Jeff McClellan, and Jeff McComsey. Oh, lots of Jeffs. Except one of them is spelled with the G. It's the Geoff. Yeah, I know. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so Son of Hitler. Yeah, and funny thing is that someone who has never once visited our site decided to go on there and leave a negative review, even though she didn't actually know anything about us. Yeah, and she thought she had some ammunition because she looked at this picture and was like, oh my gosh, didn't even take me long to find more Nazi memorabilia on this site. And I was like, dude, they're literally killing Hitler. So again, I already posted about this. If you're going to troll me, do it correctly. Because if you don't do it correctly, I'm going to make fun of you for it. And it's going to completely disqualify your entire troll thing. Anyway, so basically this is an alternate history, which I don't even know if I would necessarily call it alternate history, because everything kind of sort of happens kind of sort of the way it was supposed to. It focuses more on a mystery. You know, we don't know exactly how Hitler died. I mean, everyone says that he took a cyanide tablet, but who knows? For all we know, his son might have shown up and actually killed him, and that's how it happened. Who knows? It's not one of those completely change history, go off on this weird alternate timeline, you know, Del Toro type thing. It's actually, you know, oh, there was always a rumor that Hitler had a son, so we're going to take that rumor and we're going to run with it. And for it being a graphic novel, I'm not a huge fan of graphic novels, but I read it. I did enjoy it. I like the story itself. The artwork is really nice. The characters are relatable and emotional, and I actually really did enjoy it. I said this in my review that if they came out with this in novel form, that would be brilliant. Because again, I'm not a real big graphic novel person. I don't know. I tried it with manga. I tried it with comics. Graphic novels just aren't my thing. I mean, it's like halfway between a book and a movie. Can't you just choose one, right? But, I mean, like I said, the story itself is really cool. The cover is amazing. The artwork is all really good. So, pretty good for a graphic novel. All right, then we have a first-time published author. You know, we love those. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when I wear lip gloss instead of regular old lipstick. Everything gets caught in it. Okay. All right, so we have Flower by Sapphira X. She actually reached out to me on Instagram, asked if I would be willing to accept a book in exchange for a free review. I said, you know what? Because she told me it was short. It sounded like something I would really like. So I was like, okay, you know what? Sure. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll read it. It took me all of half an hour to read. That cover's really nice too, right? But I will say that as with Cian B. Clavin, whom I love so much, this is definitely not for everybody. I don't know why it is that people who write really disturbing, dark horror seem to gravitate towards me. Probably because I really like the disturbing, dark horror genre. This one was definitely a bit more on the psychological side, whereas a lot of the other horror that I read is a bit more on the paranormal side. But it was easy to read. It was really quick. The ending was really satisfying. There were some things in the story that I was just kind of like, that's really dark and really uncomfortable. But I think it was supposed to be that way. And like I said, the ending, it kind of fixed it all. So I was like, okay, great. I gave this 4 stars. I really should start giving my star ratings too while I'm doing these as well. Maybe that'll be New Year's resolution too. Good idea. Anyway, so Sapphira X, I know she has a new book coming out very soon. I'm really excited to read that one. I would not recommend this to just everybody because like I said, it is dark, it is disturbing, it is macabre. And if you don't like horror, probably shouldn't pick it up. But if you like horror, I'd say, hey, do it. It's a good read. It's easy. It's quick. Excellent. All right. So next we have Asylum by Marcus Lowe. Ivan got this for me for Christmas. It's an asylum. It's a dystopian quarantine hospital. Of course I was going to read it. Come on. Oh, and I did also find out while I was reading it that whatever strain of lung disease they are being quarantined for does not actually exist. That's the benefit of being married to a physician assistant. I read out the name that they give you and he's like, yeah, that doesn't exist. Okay, great. Like I said, it's dystopian. The fact that this is a disease that we haven't even necessarily discovered yet. Scary. And I mean, it's a hospital. You know that I'm a sucker for a hospital. I mean, especially a quarantine hospital where it's like long-term care, you know, and it was really good. I actually really liked it. At first it started out a little slow and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but then it sped up. And by the time we were done, I was like, that was really good. So yeah, so there it is. Asylum by Marcus Lowe. All right, next. Speaking of Sion B. Clavin, ta-ta! That was like a weird combination of ta-da and tatas, I guess. I don't even know. But we have Liberation by Sion B. Clavin. Super good. I will admit, not as good as the Asylum books or as Buried. Those are holding up as my favorites from her. I hope to continue to read her this year because I really, really like it. This one is basically a teenager who suffers from amnesia. She just doesn't realize that she's suffering from amnesia, and she's a serial killer. And when I say serial killer, I mean she's like disturbed and goes crazy. And I'm a sucker for a crazy amnesiac serial killer. This one, I will admit, did get slightly predictable, just a little bit, but I mean, it was still fun in that dark, macabre kind of way. I'm going to lean up against my bookshelves there. See? A little more comfortable. Anyway, so, I mean, C&B Clavin, I wasn't disappointed. I loved it. Again, I cannot wait to continue reading her stuff this year. So, Liberation by C&B Clavin. Check it out. Okay, next. All right, so now we have a couple of series. So, let's do this one. Okay, so I read the first 2 books of the Witcher series, The Last Wish and Sword of Destiny. Yeah, when I found out that Henry Cavill was going to be playing Geralt, I geeked out like crazy. I did try playing the game, Witcher 3 on my PlayStation. Unfortunately, it was right in the middle of when I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, so I got distracted and I never actually finished it. So I am going back to it. I just haven't quite done it yet. And Ivan and I, we actually decided that we were going to go ahead and watch these series together. And so I think we're on episode like 5. I know, it's really sad. We ran out of time because we went down to Greenville this last week that he was off. So we ended up not having time to actually watch more. But I'm pretty sure we're on episode 5 and we're actually really, really liking it. And the books, you guys know what I'm going to say. The books are better. That's just how it is. I mean, is there any exception where the book is not better than the movie/TV show? I don't know. So as much as I'm enjoying the TV show, because I mean, Henry Cavill, love him so much. Oh my gosh. He makes a perfect Geralt. You know, they're getting the sense of the story. The setting is really nice. That's all working out really well. It's just the books are better. I'm sorry. They just are. That's just kind of how it is. And I have this feeling that knowing Henry Cavill, who is a nerd and is not even ashamed to be a nerd. If you watch his interviews, it's hilarious. He is a nerd. And I love that we're finally being represented in like the perfect way. Oh my gosh. But he'd probably also tell you that the books are better than the show because that's unfortunately, ooh, creak. Gonna break my bookshelves. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the way it is. But The Last Wish and Sword of Destiny, they were both really, really good. I really liked them. I am going to continue the series. I'm just not under quite as much pressure because the next series doesn't come out until like, next year anyway. So yeah, if you're going to watch the series, these 2 books are covered in season 1. I could only assume that season 2 is going to be Blood of Elves, and then whatever the second book is. Because these are prequels. These are actually prequels of a kind of in short story format. But I mean, like I said, it was really good. You get to meet all the characters, fall in love with all the characters. There you go. So, The Witcher, Last Wish, and Sword of Destiny. Ta-da! Okay, and then lastly, we have a series, my first series of the year. Score. We have Sanctus by Simon Toyne. I actually read this all the way back when I was teaching in Hawaii. I just randomly picked it up and it is so good. Oh my gosh. I mean, I love historical fiction, but even when it's not like officially historical fiction, not alternate history. It's not really what this is. It's I don't know, but it's psychological and mystery and religion and history, and it's all kind of and there's a mountain. Like they have this mountain, what do you call monastery? Thank you. All I could think was convent, and I'm like, no, that's nuns. Monasteries are for monks. This mountain monastery where you have these monks who have been living there for literally thousands of years. You know, all religion came from this mountain and everything. And basically the entire series, Sanctus, The Key, and then The Tower, is the story of this mountain monastery, the citadel, what it takes to bring it down, what kind of effect that has on the world. And it's really, really good. Plus, I got to use a bunch of my new Living Dead dolls for the Instagram pictures. So I really liked it. There you go. So anyway, I mean, it's a great series. It's excellent. I mean, like I said, it combines a whole bunch of different stuff. I mean, action, science, history, religion. I mean, all kinds of really cool stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, I recommend this series to anybody. It was really, really good. So there you go. All right, now real quick. Least favorite and most favorite. Okay, since I've already read those before, we're not going to count those. Least favorite is Within These Walls, because I can't get over that, because that was really she frustrated me a lot, and that was just really obnoxious, and it just annoyed me. There you go. Okay, and then I think I'm going to say that for most favorite, we're going to go with The Last Wish. Or Sword of Destiny. Sword of Destiny had a lot of really good stuff in it. Okay, change my mind. No. Yes, no. Okay, we're going to say that The Witcher is my favorite for the month. I don't know if we're allowed to do that, but you know what? When you make the rules, you get to break the rules. So, least favorite is Within These Walls. Most favorite are the prequels to the Witcher series. Score! All right, so that is January. We would love to hear what you guys have been reading. Make sure you tell us down in the comments. We are under 20 minutes. Yes! We're working on this concisity. I don't know. But we're getting better. Anyway, so we'd love to hear what you guys have been reading down in the comments. If you have any book recommendations for us, make sure you let us know. We love talking to you guys. We love hearing from you. So please make sure you comment, and we shall see you very soon for more videos. Bye.